Okay, hey guys, welcome back. Yeah, in the last video, I explained to you about virtualization and what was happened before virtualization and after virtualization. What do you mean by para virtualization and what is HVM? So just to recap, so currently in the AWS, when you're trying to launch any instance types, you will not get PV. Okay, you'll get only HVM. So that is one thing. And there are few instances which are still running on the PV mode, paravirtual, but that is old generation instance types. But right now, the new generation instance types, everything is running on HVM. Okay, cool. Now in this video, I'll talk about what is EC2. I mean, what are the various EC2 categories, instance types, and then slowly we will progress on other topics of EC2. Okay, so the first one is, here we go. The first one is, okay, what is EC2? So EC2 is nothing but Elastic Compute Cloud. Now why we have two here? Because if you see the C has come twice. Okay, that's why they've named it as two. Elastic Compute, C is common, so C, and then cloud. I mean, two is two types. I mean, number of times is two, so that's why there is a name called. I mean, there is a number called EC2. Elastic Compute Cloud. The next one is Elastic Compute Cloud, EC2, or virtual machines. Okay, EC2 are virtual machines, which we call it as instances. You remember that. Okay, the next one is EC2 instances will be running on a physical server or host inside an availability zone, which would be inside the region. So what do I mean by this? Okay, just want to explain you in a diagram here. So real quick, say for example, so this is an instance, EC2 instance. Okay, let me change the font size. Okay, cool. So this would be an instance, and inside which is running, this is a physical host. Okay, and now I mean, there might be running multiple instances as well. Okay, for different customers on a same host. There might be another EC2 instance. There might be another EC2 instance. Okay, or they might be, I mean, there are multiple EC2 instance here as well. It all depends on your host configuration. Okay, now the whole, I mean, our instance is running inside a physical host. Now this physical host is where it has been dropped by, where it has been situated or located. So where it is this will be obviously located in one availability zone. This is availability zone. I call availability zone example. Okay, now where this availability zone is located, again, this will be located inside a region. Okay, so this will be inside a region. Okay, for example, ours is, for example, AP-South-1, something like that. If it is in Mumbai, or if it is in US, example, it would be under US East one region called North Virginia. Okay, so in case, okay, if the entire region goes, okay, say if the entire region is out, there was an outage, I think a couple of days back. So the entire region was out and we were not able to access few of the services which were affected. So it means even you will not be able to access EC2 instances. If the entire availability zone goes down, it means you will not be able to access EC2 instances. Okay, if those services have been affected, that's what I'd say. Okay, so remember instance. Okay, let me do it again. sorry. Okay, so let me draw it here. So what happens is, so you have a EC2 instance. Okay, this is the starting point. Then inside this, um, uh, it would be under EC2. Okay, let me do it that way. It would be EC2 host, or I can say host machine. Yeah, host machine. And then you have EC2 instance. Okay, yeah, cool. Then you have, in this you have, it is located, okay, these two things are located in an availability zone. Okay, so I'll make these things are in, okay, one is in availability zone, this is availability zone, and let me change the color, and this entire thing is in one region. That's it, as simple as it is. Okay, if the entire AZ goes down, then you have to make sure you have to design your application. And obviously nowadays, for one region, there would be multiple availability zones. Minimum it would be two. I have seen that in US East one there would be 6 availability zones minimum. In Mumbai region there are minimum 3 availability zones are there. Okay, so you don't need to worry about that, but you have to do your application architecting like this. Okay, so it should span at least minimum 2 or 3 availability zones. Okay, when you're designing your VPC configuration or architecture. So if the entire region goes, that's it, your entire region goes. You have to do your disaster recovery into another region. Okay, so this is one thing which I want to start off now. Samir, if you have seen in Windows laptop or in any other operating system, there are various processor types, and there are various for example, we have a gaming laptop. Okay, see, if you say which laptop to choose for gamings. So when you do that, so this has specific categories of giving you, okay, you can use these laptops, but the configuration is really higher. Okay, and likewise which laptop to choose for software development. So this will give you something else. And if you want to say which laptop to choose for architecture, civil engineers, something like that. So this will give you, so each and every purpose, as per the purpose, we have different laptops. So likewise in EC2 we have various various categories. So I would just mention what are the important categories, which AWS, in the AWS website itself we have that. So the first one is general purpose. Okay, the second one is compute optimized, and the third one is memory optimized, and the fourth one is accelerating optimized, and the fifth one is storage optimized. So these are all the various EC2 categories. Now I mean, you can search in the Google itself AWS EC2 instance types, and then let's go with this one. Okay, so this is the nice site, and here whatever categories I have mentioned, so I've just put it from here only. So what do you mean by general purpose? Okay, so if you're not sure, if you're really having a confusion mode which one to choose, if you really want to do a baselining, so I would always start with the general purpose. So even here itself they have mentioned, for general purpose is nothing but it provides a balance of each and every components, yeah, compute, memory and networking resources, and can be used for a variety of diverse workloads. So we have various instance types here. Okay, say for example for Mac they're using Intel Core i7. So if I choose M5, they are using 3.1 gig Intel Xeon, blah 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 blah. So this is for general purpose. So again, general purpose is mainly for it's a default one, I would say. Yeah, if you're not sure, if you're confused which one to choose, just to start analyzing how your application behaves, you can always go with this general purpose. So the next one is compute optimized, and if you're sure that your application is going to be high performance, it will eat your fuel, okay, it will eat your performance processes, then just go with this. And I would say this is mainly for your media processing and gaming and your machine learning. You can go with this one. And also they have mentioned, yeah, high performance computing, scientific modeling, gaming. So just go with this product category. And the next one is memory optimized. As the name itself says, if your application consumes loads of memory, for example, database workloads and all those things, you can go with this one. Yeah, the next one is accelerated computing. This is for your GPU processing kind of applications. So you can, for any kind of graphics, just go with this one. And the last but not the least, it is a storage optimized. This is for your sequential workloads. And if you have a read and write access to very large data sets, you can go with this one. So basically, when you're trying to access the application, or when someone is asking you, okay, we have this kind of application, do we have these options in AWS, then you should be having an idea. Yes, we have these many purpose, and we can get into that and we can see what exactly that does. Yeah, so this is EC2 categories. And now here, say for example, in general purpose, you have T4G. So Samir, what do you mean by T4G? What do you mean by M6I? M means what? Yeah, so I want to take one example. For example, I will take yeah, R5 something. Yeah, so here we go. Let me take this one. Okay, so R5 dn dot 8x large. Okay, so let's decode what is this instance types. Okay, we're gonna decode this, what exactly this R5 dn dot 8x dot large. Okay, if somebody is asking you, Samir, what is this instance, what instance type you're doing, you have to give the entire name of this. So we call this as an instance type. Okay, now what do you mean by this exactly? R5 means, okay, so R5 is not this one, I'm talking about this one. R5 means, okay, let me do that properly. Okay, so this R5 means this is an instance generation. So if something says R4, it means that it's a previous generation. Okay, now this is the instance size. Okay, 8x large means, I'm sorry, so this one is, okay, instance size. Okay, and what is dn? Dn is nothing but it has some additional capabilities, that's all. Okay, so dn is nothing but additional capabilities. That's all. So this is how you have to decode your EC2 types. Okay, the first one is instant generation, the next one is additional capabilities, then the third one is instance size. So if you combine all these things, then you will get instance type. That's it, guys. Okay, cool. Now let's see the AWS website. Okay, EC2 instance types. Yeah, say for example, this is I'm just talking about memory optimized. Here it says instance size. Okay, and then here they have mentioned what is the virtual CPU and what is the memory, what is the storage, what is the network bandwidth, and what is the EBS bandwidth. So here you can see all those things, whatever they have mentioned here. Okay, and there is one more website called AWS EC2 info, AWS instance.info, or EC2 yeah, EC2 instances.info, correct. So this website would give you an overall picture of you can choose, okay, based on your requirement, you want minimum memory this one, minimum vCPU this one, and you want vCPU with this number. What is the storage? And this one is having what are the list of CPU family types, all those things. I think this website would be really really helpful. So you can use this one as well. Okay, ec2 instances.info, which will redirect to instances.vantage.sh. Okay, so that's also just have an high level overview of what is this category and what is the instance type. You don't need to buy out all these things. It's not possible. The main thing is, see, if you have two engineers, one engineer would choose one instance, maybe C5 or something, and another engineer might choose M5 or R5 or something. Okay, it's all based on your understanding. So but we have to make sure that both the engineers are choosing the right, or at least a good instance types wherein your application should not go down. Okay, that is the baselining, I would say. Okay, cool guys, so we will see in the next video with uh, different options with ec2. Thank you.